want to start recording.
Mm.
And if you see if you click to speaker view, you will see Christina Wiggins is going to teach us. So you guys, I am so excited because from what I hear, this may be a game-changing app that we could all use. And Christina even got trained a little bit by the person who developed the app. So.
And Christina, you're on 2 screens. Is that for a reason? Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yep, that one's my phone, so I can share the app with you guys via my phone. And then my voice will come through the other one because I don't know how to make them both come through my phone.
Gotcha.
I'm techie, but I'm not that techie.
Okay, so Christina, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, how long you've been with PC, and what led you to this app.
Okay, so hi guys, I'm Christina. I'm from Midland, Michigan. I am in National Executive Director Marna Ross's downline. Executive Director Jen Woodcock is my direct recruit. I've been with Pampered Chef for just over 2 years. I never was going to sell. I loved Pampered Chef. I've bought for longer than my teenage son has been around, but I never was going to sell. And probably started the same way a lot of you guys did, as a kidnapper, because I wanted some cool products. Why, I don't know, because I didn't know how to cook, but I do now. Yay. So for me, I'm a really busy mom. I don't work outside of the home per se. I'm a photographer. I run a nonprofit in my late daughter's name. I sit on boards. I do trainings for hospitals on grief and patient advocacy. So I keep myself really busy. But my most important job is being a mom to my kids. And so I had the opportunity to go back to work for corporate, and I decided I just didn't want to do that. Pampered Chef kind of blessed me by sneaking into my life and showing me that I could still fulfill my career aspirations without actually stepping foot into a building somewhere else. And I fell in love and just started kind of going through the career chain. I'm advanced director right now. I fast track director, fast tracked advanced. This is my 3rd time as advanced, and Lord, please let it be my last time. So, but I say all that because even with going virtual, I was finding myself like trying to figure out, how do I run my business really successfully and not take time away from my kids. They're busy on the go. Even with COVID, we still have things going on and moving, and you can't take your computer with you everywhere. And I happened across this app through another direct sales company leader that I follow, and saw her using the app. And I thought, oh my goodness, you guys, this could be the answer for how to really keep things organized and seamless for me. I tried other apps, other programs to try to keep my wording so that I could send it easily to people. And I just found that nothing really worked. I always would get like the exclamation points and the bars and all kinds of things in places that I didn't want them. And I was spending more time trying to edit it than it was worth. This does not work this way. So, I started off, I'm going to start sharing this for you guys so you can see. Let's see, screen broadcast, start. Okay, counting down. Can you guys see? Yeah, there it is. So the app actually looks like this little guy down in the bottom right that says boards. And you guys, this works on iPhone and it works on Android. You can find it in your app store, your Google Play Store, whatever your store is where you get your apps. You can find it in there. These are my boards. My team is called Team All Stars. And so I set up a board for them. I want to first show you guys how I started using the board. And then I want to show you how you can use it beyond just your host coaching. So for me, that was my big thing, was I want to host coach, but I'm spending 2 hours in the morning in the car getting kids to school because they're at various ages in different buildings. And I needed to be able to do it while I was sitting in line waiting to get my kids COVID tested or temperature tested and into the building. And so this is how this works. If you look kind of down, you'll see in blue, it says create board. So you can physically add your own board by hitting that plus. You can name it anything you want. So I'm going to just name this training board. And you can see I don't spell well, but my phone kind of makes up for it. The little like leaf on the left, these are emojis and you can switch them to anything you want or you don't have to. I like to because I'm a visual person. So if you saw, I have our freezer meal stuff saved in a board and I put the little freezer guy. So we're just going to put the shocky face because this thing shocked me and I think it's going to shock you. All right, then down, we're going to look down at the bottom right. You see the plus in the circle. When you hit that, it gives you all your options of what you can do in this board. So you can add a folder, you can add text, you can add a video, you can add a link to a website, you can add images all in this board and it will save it for you and you can send it to people exactly as you save it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a board. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this Party Day 1 because I'm going to build my first day party host coaching for you guys and show you how it works. Okay. I'm not going to mess with this emoji because I already showed you guys how to do that. So if I back up, now you can see there's a folder inside here with an arrow. So anytime you see an arrow, that means there's going to be multiple items inside that folder, or that's what it's meant to mean. So we're going to add those items in here. My first thing I want to do is I want to add my text. So I have 2 texts that I enter. I say host instructions. And what we'll just say is, please post this. I'm going to shorten this all because you guys all know what your host coaching is. So I'm just going to shorten this to make it fast. But please post this. And I'm going to say done. I'm going to add another one and it is going to say host post. And then I'm going to say time to invite. I have a huge long post that actually goes in here. You guys can put emojis in here. You can break it up. You can do however you want this to send out and it will actually post those emojis to them. We're going to make it really short and sweet though. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some images, and in my host coaching, sorry, I add in, sorry if you guys can hear, I'm at my mom's right now because we're quarantining. So away from my husband. So I just added in those images. So now we have our host instructions, our host posts, and we have our 2 images for saving. If you have a video where you talk to your host, you absolutely can add that in here using this plus, putting the video, the little play sign, or you can link to any website, say your VIP group, whatever it is, you can put that in here. So it's all stored in one spot. This is everything I send on day 1. Now there's 2 ways you can send it, guys. The first way is right in this app, okay? So you have to kind of go out and then go back in when you're writing it, but when you're not writing it, you won't have to. So I went out, I'm gonna go back in, I'm gonna hit my host instructions, and you see this square with the arrow in the upper right? I'm gonna hit on that, and it's gonna pull up my most recent people I've spoken to and apps that function with the boards app. Different apps that will function with this are going to be your, whatever your text messaging is, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Telegraph for Instagram, any of your messaging apps. So we're going to click on, I'm going to click on Facebook Messenger and I'm going to choose myself. So let's me, here I am. And see how it says, please post this right up at the top? That's the message, exactly how I typed it. Now, if I want to change this because I need to say something specific to this host that I didn't to someone else, I can click in this spot and say, it will help your party sales or whatever I wanted to say to them, okay? And then I hit send and it is gone just like that. If I actually go to my Facebook Messenger, let's pop out of here and we'll pop into myself. There, you guys can see how the message went. There it is, that fast, okay? Now, the second way we can send this is we can do it from the app we want to send it. So I'm in Facebook Messenger on me, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do that right from here now. If you have an iPhone, on the bottom left, you're gonna see a world. That's gonna be your keyboard button, and that's where this text replacement app is going to be found. If you have an Android, on the bottom right hand side, you're going to see a keyboard. That's what you're going to want to touch. I have several keyboards in here, so it takes a couple of clicks for me to get to mine, but there it is. This is all of my all-stars, my team host coaching. We'll go back to training so you guys can see exactly what we were working with. We'll go into party day 1. And this is that next post, send. I want to make sure they have an image. I clicked on it. You do have to click and hit paste and then send. That quickly, all of that went just like that. It has saved me so much time. I can do it wherever I'm at. My phone, I mean, it's on my phone. You can't use it on your computer. It's only on your phone, but you can do it on your couch. You can do it in your car. You can do it at your desk with your phone. It doesn't matter where you are. It's just on your phone. So those are the two ways that you can send it. Now I want to go back in the app. I want to show you guys a few more things. So I'm going to come out of all the way to where you see the boards listed. Each line is a separate board. That's what the company calls it. You can see the top two lines have 3 people next to the name. So where it says Team All-Stars Host Coaching, that has 3 people. And what this means is I've shared this board with people. I've shared this with my team. When you share a board right now, they cannot edit the board. Only the person who wrote the board has the ability to edit the board. But what they can do is they can click into your host coaching and say they're going to send it. When they go to send it, they can edit the words right inside of that app where they're sending it here. Okay. Or there's another way, which is pretty cool. Okay. Say you've written this entire board, you sent it to your team so that they have all the words of how you coach your host, how you secure your bookings. I have in here the links for our recipe ebooks so that I can send them anytime. You can take and see the 3 dots up in this upper right. They can click on that, hit select keys. They can choose all of the host coaching or the keys is what they call it, all the wording that they want to go on their board. We'll hit copy. We're going to go back and we're going to go on our training board and we're going to hit paste. They now have it all. They didn't have to copy and paste it. They just had to click select key, click what they want to go in, and then it moves it. So if I go in here, oh, that's the one I wrote in here. Hold on. Let's go in this one. Now they have all of these folders with all of the wording that was already written for them. Okay, this has been huge for me because my team is so new that I don't know about you guys as leaders. I'm always getting the, what do I say here? What happens now? What should I tell my host in this instance? Well, now they know it to the point of when I say securing bookings from within party, you click in here and it tells them if they say no, this is what I want you, where I want you to go and what to say. So this has been huge for my teams, not just for me personally. So how do you share a board? The person with the plus up here, if in the upper right-hand side of your screen, if you click that person with the plus, you have 2 options for being able to share that board. Did it stop sharing the screen, Nancy Jo? No, it did. Okay. So you can add via email. So if you know the email address for the people you want to share the board with, you can click here. You can enter their email addresses. They'll get an email that invites them to the board. Or you can do create an invite link, which is my favorite way to do it. Once you do that, hit share invite link and you can message it to them, text it to them, send it straight to them. Now you have the ability to, for me on my iPhone, I can hit copy here. I'm not sure how the Androids work. I'm sure you guys know that functionality, but then I can paste it. So for my team, I pasted it right into our Facebook group and they were able to click on it. So let's go ahead. I'm going to share it with myself and show you guys what it looks like when you get this. All right, and let's go back into my messenger. So this is what they're going to see when they get an invitation to this board. They can click on the link. And it's going to pop this up where it says, get my keyboard and playbooks to become a fierce seller from day one. They're going to enter their email address in here. Hit join my board. And then it's going to tell them, download the boards app, sign up with your email. If they haven't already, if you've already signed up, it should add that board right into your app. So, oops, that's the wrong way. Let's see if I can get out of there. There we go. So it'll end up showing up just like these 2 first ones that show the people next to them. Okay. So I think I've pretty much gone over anything. I'm sure some of you guys have questions. I see lots of things in the chats. So does anyone have anything? I saw what does it cost? It is free. I spoke to the developer and at this time, They have no plan to monetize this app. It is a brand new app, and they have no plan to monetize it. She said she cannot say for certain, 3 to 4 years from now that will be the same, but in the immediate, there's no plan for them to charge anything for it. I see, show the second screen boards again. Are you meaning in the training boards here?
You guys can unmute and ask Christina your questions. I mean, we have a Q&A time now. This just is mind-blowing.
It has been huge. It's been a huge time saver, and it's also helped in training my teams, because I don't know about you guys, but I'll get asked a question and I'm going into Facebook groups and I'm searching through guides, and I'm searching, with the search thing for where is the answer to that. And I don't have to do that anymore. It's all right here. There's no limit to how much I can store or what I can store. It's all just there. It's been amazing for me. And the videos, like for me, I have my Team All-Stars team training videos. I have our training videos that I'm starting to pop right in here for them, so that when I'm onboarding somebody new, I can instantly send them what they need to do in this moment. I need you to hop into Dash. I need for you to do, set up your Facebook group. This is the video that shows you how to do that. So
are you getting boards only from somebody inviting you to boards, or is it in the App Store?
It is in the App Store, and I can show you guys what it looks like when you look on an iPhone, but I'm not sure on an Android. And literally you just type in boards, BOARDS, hit search, and then there's a game here, but it's the second one here that has popped up for me.
Okay, so I'm there where I just opened the boards. Do we allow, so I'm always nervous on what to allow. So where all do you do on that? It says something about settings. So I did boards okay and allow full access. Is that okay too?
I did, because you're creating a text replacement keyboard.
Okay.
So basically, if you remember when we would do a text replacement keyboard, or a text replacement, it would be something where, say I would send a thank you for all my customers who ordered, and I have this big long message, and instead of typing that message every time, I would have to type in a code, and then when I hit space, it would fill that. And my code was TXTORD, but you can only remember so many of those codes, right?
Exactly.
Well, now I don't have to remember the codes because I can just look at this and hit the button. So I give it full access. Now I will tell you this, there is a disclaimer that will come on from the phone. I know for sure for Androids it comes up, and it will say something about this gives them full access to anything you type in your keyboard, including credit card numbers. I have in writing from the developer. I can share that with you guys if you want. They do not see anything you type on your keyboard unless it's typed into boards. That's all they see. The disclaimer is something that just covers the your coverage, your phone company, your whoever made your phone. That's just a legal disclaimer for them that covers them in the event, because you're making a keyboard with this company. It's not available on Mac, Roxanne. There is, and I'm not certain if this is just for initial people or if this is something that you guys can request. I do have the ability to go onto boards on my computer and I can edit my boards. I could copy and paste stuff from my computer and send it, but you don't have the ability to actually send it like you do from a phone. And that was a link that the developer gave me after I met with the developer to learn more about the app, because I was struggling to figure out how to share with my team, and I knew there was a way to do it. And so I'm not sure if that's something they're giving like certain people, or if it's something you can request once you hop on there, once you get into the system, if they send that to everybody. I'm not really certain.
This is amazing. So is there like a help or like a tutorial, and where would that be?
So there is in boards, they have like once you load the boards, if you scroll down to the bottom, they have a how to use boards for teams, send feedback, share the boards kind of thing. It is really in its infancy. If I'm being 100% honest, it's in its infancy. The company has been amazing to work with. As soon as I requested some time with somebody, they had me set up immediately with a half-hour Zoom, and that person went through how to use all of this. They also told me they're in the process of putting in some extra functions for their next upgrade that would allow for you to have assign like an admin who would be able to edit your boards as well as you. To me, I don't see the need for the functionality because I can share the board and they can copy it and paste it and make it their own. Once they copy and paste a board, when I that's something that I didn't say. So say we shared that whole board over to the training board. Well, once they copy it and put it into their own board, they can go in here and they can edit anything they want right within the app, right within that board.
Let's stop right there because you have something with what the current host special is.
Mhm.
You can edit and then save it for the month.
Yeah, you can edit and save it for the month and not have to edit it every single time. Correct.
So can you show me how that, do you have to press save? Where's the save? Like I'm not seeing this.
Just up in the upper right is done. Hold on, and I'll show you
Oh,
one second.
done. Okay.
I'll do it right in this training app because so I'll show you guys this because I share with my team. I keep everything in this board is very generic and basic so that they know where was that? What one was that one in?
You had the
Part of the
60% off special.
While you're looking, I have a quick question. Do you have to click each one of these boards to share it, or can you share the whole folder at once?
Any keys, you have to select each key individually. But you can do it right back from this page. You have to go into one board. And then when you select that, you select the keys and you have to share each of the keys. So that'll share that whole folder there, but it won't share that entire board unless you select everything like this.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You're
Okay,
okay, bud.
so I'm installing this and then it says available virtual keyboard. Do I, like, and Samsung keyboard is, well, it's grayed out, but do I click on boards?
I would think so. I've not installed it. I've only installed it on an iPhone. So I'm not 100% sure, but have you installed other keyboards on yours, Glenna, on your phone before?
No.
Okay.
I just
I'm gonna
Sorry, if I can real quick, for the Android, I just downloaded it, and yes, you'll want to click the board's keyboard to make it green, and that way it will come up when you click your keyboard, like she was explaining.
Okay, and then it says attention boards may be able to collect all the text you type, etc.
Correct. Yeah, just to prove that, that's exactly what she was saying about, you know, how they won't actually see everything unless it's typed into boards.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Christina, quick question for you. One of the things that's in the apps, at the bottom of your main page, it does say boards for teams. Is that what you're using to share with your team? Because it opens up a whole another website for, and I wasn't sure if you're using that or if you're just sharing it individually.
So what happened when I first built my boards, I clicked in this boards for team. I tried to share it because if I go back here, I tried to share it following the instructions that I saw the other direct sales leader use, and it wasn't working for me. So when I clicked in this boards for teams and hit start, this is what got me connected in with that team. I answered with the developer. I answered all these questions and scheduled time with them, and they taught me how to use it. Once I scheduled it, it worked. Before I even did the meeting with them, once I scheduled it, it worked very seamlessly. So I'm not 100% sure if you have to schedule something with them to be able to share the board as teams. Okay. Somebody would have to test it out because that was one of those. I'm not as techy as people think I am, and I can on things sometimes.
Well, I'll try it without doing that first and see if it works. But another quick question for you, though. A lot of my host coaching, because I do so many different types of shows for like Zoom, and then for actual live shows, and then for virtual parties, and then different types there. I do the same basic host coaching, but I'd love to set it up a board for each of those party types. And I'm curious, I don't know if I missed that, if you were able to move some of the same wording to multiple boards so I don't have to retype everything or recopy and paste.
What you want to do is when, say you're going to copy this wording, what you would want to do is hit your select keys and just choose that wording and hit
Okay.
copy. You wouldn't want to move it because if you move it, it'll take it from this board and put it on a different one. But if you hit copy and then you come back, I'll just put it in this one for a second and you hit paste, it'll be in both boards now. And then you
Okay.
can quickly edit it to be whatever you want in that particular board. And then I'm going to delete this one out. Now this is all you have to do to delete it out. And then to go, I think it was Marie was asking,
Hold on
to
one
be
second.
able to edit this
Christina?
to show, yes, ma'am.
If you're not speaking, you guys, would you please mute? Because we're getting a lot of background noise.
Christina, I just want you to know, we can all set up one. I went through, edit my team, and it says, congratulations, your team has been selected to join boards for teams. Click here or the button below to book a call with our partner success team. That is amazing.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Right. So was it after you did that you were then able to connect it to your computer?
Yes, after I met with them, they sent me extra information. They asked me if I would be a part of their team that shares. And I said, I love the app, so absolutely I will help. They asked would I be willing to help them with things that they could develop to make the app better. And I said, sure. And then they sent me all this extra, the links, the extra stuff. So I'm not sure if that's like in development still, or if that's something that they will give to everybody. I don't know the answer to that one, but I can find out if you guys want to know. And I can show you guys what that looks like as well.
Because I work on my computer. I type much better on a keyboard and a big screen than a phone screen, and everything's saved on my computer. So I'm like, oh my gosh, to have access to my computer on my phone and on my tablet.
I wonder if
Christina, can you copy and paste? Like if you had something in a document or on your phone, because obviously that's what you're going to do, or Evernote or whatever. So you can copy and paste.
yes, absolutely you can. There.
So if you didn't put it to a Google Doc from your computer, Eileen, then you would be able to open Docs on your phone and just copy and paste it if you weren't able to connect it to your computer, if it's a special function that just Christina has for right now.
Right. And I built most of my board before they actually gave me that functionality. And the way I did it was I sent all my host coaching to myself in Messenger. And then I opened Messenger on my phone and I copied it and I pasted it and I copied it and I pasted it. So it took a little bit to set up the first board, but once it's set up, it's such a game changer. It's so time saving. And then to answer Marie's question about like here, 60% off, you could change this for the whole month. And I have a personal board I use where I've changed this stuff, but for my team, I keep it pretty generic. So any product, any item or regular catalog set. So you can definitely change it in there, hit done. And then when we go back in here, it's now saved it as that. So then you don't have to edit every single time you send it. So.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, yeah, Jen.
Hey, girl. When you go to send those, right, you said you can click on the share button and then the wording, how you edit it.
Mm-hmm.
You then click on Messenger, right?
Yep, when I click this little box here and then Messenger, yep.
And you say it pops up there, so mine doesn't. So I don't know if that's an Android thing or if it's just my phone's not, maybe I'm just not know how, but maybe I can come over and you can show me.
I think it might be an Android thing because I heard from my downline director over the weekend that hers isn't letting her either. So in that instance, I would tell you guys that it's probably better if instead of running it right from your board, if you were to go into your Messenger or your text message, whichever way you plan to do it, and then use your keyboard function instead. Oops, I just had it up.
See, I didn't know about that until today, so that's fantastic. Okay. And then one other question for you, which the videos, the videos, you either, if you're doing a YouTube video, are you putting that in as a link, or can you do the video part only like from a video from your phone, or vice versa? Does it matter?
YouTube. Yep, I'm putting mine in YouTube, and then what I do is I hit plus. And I actually am not doing video or link. I actually just hit text and I typed in my YouTube link here and then I typed in what I wanted to call it. So how to use the boards. And then once it loads, it's going to load as that video. So
Okay, that's what I was doing too, but I didn't know. Okay, thank you.
Oh, I guess I did do link. I'm sorry. I did link. And then I pasted it in here. Did I do it that way for the other one? Let's see. Yep, I did link. So I did the link. I'm lying. You want to do the link. So plus link, paste your link here, and then it'll give you a spot to put the title. And then when you send that, it'll look like this.
Can you share these into a Facebook group? Like if I wanted to share, let's say I did a video on the rock croc and I wanted to share that directly from there into a group.
Let's try.
I can try later. You don't have to take your time.
Let her try. And
I
while
don't
you're doing that, I have a question for you. That's okay, where my mind goes. Since you talked to the developer and they're not charging for any level of this service, how are they planning on putting ads in? How are they planning on making money to sustain this? Number one.
For the time being, they have investors that are investing in this app to be developed. And they don't know what their future is yet. If like 3 to 4 years now, they're going to say, hey, we need to start charging for this app, or where it's going to be at that point.
I mean, because
so for the time being,
people are obviously working on it, so they need to be paid. You know, there does.
Yep. Absolutely. So for the time being, they have people investing in it. So I think that it's very young in its infancy, and I think that they have the investors and they're waiting to see what happens with the app before they make any determination on where they go with it. Okay. So yeah.
And then my second question is, when you say you have full access to my phone, does that also mean passwords?
I know.
So they're telling me they do not. But what they said is legally they have to add, or the phone company, your phone has to say that anytime you put a text keyboard kind of thing in, they have to say that. So, but what they're telling me is they do not. So yeah.
All right.
Because I asked the same questions.
Yeah.
So
I mean, because full access, I mean, I don't even think my kids have full access to my phone.
Yeah. Where do these people live? I mean, the guy that you talked to, where is he from?
I talked to a lady, a girl, and she's from Brazil. Yep, she's from Brazil. Okay. I know. Wow.
All right. Well, those were my two questions, because when there's no money and there's full access, for me, that's scary. But I'm not as savvy as some people with doing some of those password protected apps and things like that. They may not be able to get into there. I'll have to do some research. So,
right, certainly.
Okay. Good.
Jen,
this
I don't
is
think
amazing though.
It is. It's pretty awesome. I don't think that you can share to a Facebook group from here. Well, I'll take a note and share that with them.
But you can't put it in a party. You can't you can add things to a party, or only to messaging people?
I think you can only do it straight to your personal Facebook is what it appeared to be, and into Messenger. So if you did a Messenger party, you could do stuff in there, but
about the text,
unless if you use the actual, say I go into my Facebook and I go to my team and I use the actual keyboard, then you would be able to share it in that group. So if I put that right there, then I could post it from that end. And then I always have to update that. There it is. Ta-da. Ta-da.
So how did you go from your Facebook to bring up your boards? When
I got into Facebook, I just clicked like I was going to make a post.
Okay.
Like I was going to type something, and then you just use that. If you're an iPhone, it's the world on the bottom left. that'll pull it up. And if you're an Android, it's a keyboard on the bottom right.
Because you've created another text board, I
Right.
mean, another
We
keyboard.
created a keyboard, correct. Yep. Yep. So it's just like if I click through mine, I have like my Bitmoji keyboard, and then somewhere there's a GIF one. There it is. I have one where I can search GIFs to put out there. So it's the same kind of concept. It's just everything's going to be saved in there, and you can get to your different boards around the upper row that you can kind of scroll through. And then I'm currently in this Team All-Stars host coaching, and these are the different keys, is what they call them, inside of that board. So if I click on a different board, if I click on the team training, it'll pull up what's in that board.
Nice.
Okay, boards was already amazing, but this keyboard thing, like, I didn't even know about this since you told me about the first part. Keyboard thing is incredible. That is huge.
Yes, I know, especially for Jen does like 15, 20 parties a week. So
Wow.
Right.
it saves time.
So keep clicking the world. It'll come up with each time it comes up with a different keyboard.
Yep, it'll go like, this is my GIF one. This is your regular keyboard. And then that's my board's keyboard.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
See the world. I don't see the world.
I see
The world is on the bottom left.
So what would you say the biggest benefit to doing it this way versus text replacement?
That I don't have to remember what I named my text replacement in search for that. I actually had at one point I had printed out like a whole sheet that I had created in Excel of all of my text replacement, so that I could figure out what did I name it, you know. And you have to be strategic with what you're naming your text replacement, because you can't just name it like the same thing as what a word is, or it's going to send all that information in there on you, right? So it's been that, and it's been the ease of being able to quickly everything's organized in here visually for me. So I think if you're a visual person, that's probably why I'm so stuck on this. I'm such a visual person that now I can see exactly what I need when, and it also holds me accountable, you guys. I am not the best host coacher. Jen has tried to really kind of push that into me. Host coach, host coach, host coach. And in the beginning, I did not host coach, and my parties were all tanking. And it wasn't until I started holding myself accountable. And originally what I used was Stacy Itzel's Google Calendar system. And that worked. But then you have to remember to go into Google Calendar and move things. This is just there for me. And it's been a little bit of a training for myself that I sit in front of my computer and work. So it's been like, okay, pull your phone out and do your host coaching. But it takes me seconds versus, okay, turn your computer on. Okay, go into this, go into your Google Calendar, find your host coaching, copy it, paste it, find the person it needs to go to, paste it. I can, with clicks of the button, send this to multiple people like very quickly. So yeah.
Okay, so I have one other question for you. So one thing that I've noticed on text replacements lately is on Facebook. So I have a Mac, and I pretty much do everything on the computer instead of on the phone. But a lot of the text replacements, if they have any emojis in them, like it'll only paste the emoji and it won't paste the words. So have you had any issues with that? And has anybody else had that problem? Like I've tried uninstalling, reinstalling, but like some of my text replacements they either won't paste, like when you put the code in there, the wording populates off to the side, but as soon as you click it, like only a emoji pops up. Does that make sense?
It does. So these are different ones that I just sent out. That was our host coaching. You can see I'm pretty heavy on emojis. I like to break my messages up with them because I think people will read a little bit more, or at least if they don't read it, they kind of get an idea of, oh, she's talking about money and products. I should look at this, or, and I've not had a problem with any of my emojis popping in there. They, I know sometimes if you copy paste, you'll get like a camera or an exclamation point like that. And that does not happen because this is your actual text replacement. This is built in that keyboard. So it's kind of like, do you remember old school when we had to actually do the Command Alt and type in what we wanted the computer to do? This is that command to create these characters. So
okay. All right, awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Christina, you said that you saw this being used in somebody else's party. Can you tell me like how this came about, because I just.
Yeah. So
Okay.
actually, so the story behind this is that I partnered up with a couple of my peers and did a booking blitz for our teams. And I was asked to please go into our booking blitz group and announce the winners of the blitz. And I thought I had bookmarked that group and I did not. And so I went into Facebook and I just typed in booking blitz thinking it's going to pull up the booking blitz because I knew that was in the name. And that's how Facebook usually works, is they pull your stuff up. And I got put into a booking boot camp for a Sensi leader. And it was amazing, you guys. I trolled that group for a little while and I watched one of her training videos and this was in there. And when I saw it, I was like, this is like kind of an answer for something that I've been needing. So I just looked into it more after that and fell in love with it. So
Wow.
that's how I found it. It by the grace of God, he said, here, Christina, this is what you asked for. Boom, there it is.
Boom.
So,
Don't you love it when he does that?
yes. Yes. Especially because y'all, I've had a really rough week. My dad has been in the hospital with emergency surgery. My mom went in the hospital and ended up being admitted after her surgery went wrong. My in-laws were stuck in Florida with COVID and my husband flew down there to drive them home. And now I had to uproot my kids and myself and put us in my mom's house so he can quarantine because we knew he was exposing himself. And it's been like, I sat here thinking, how am I going to find the time to coach all my hosts from the hospital, to do everything I need to do? And you guys, I had my best party ever this last week. I have a party that is over $2,000 right now. I booked 4 parties off of that party. I was able to fully run my business and not have to let anything fall because I could handle everything from my phone. So the only thing I couldn't do from my phone is add an app for a party group. I had to do that from my computer, but that was fine. It was something that I was so stressed thinking, how am I going to take care of my family and put their needs first, but not lose my business? And this honestly has allowed me to do that. So, yeah.
So are your parties individual, and are you using SendShare or Post My Party? How are you posting in your shows?
I use Post My Party and I use individual parties. I did not have luck with block parties. So everything is in Post My Party. I make one template for my teams each month, and then I make a personal template for myself because I'm going to be honest, I don't always lead by example, which is probably why I've lost my advanced a few times. I train all new consultants to have 4 to 6 parties a week, and I just don't seem to get 4 to 6 parties a week. I run probably 8 to 10 parties a month. But because I have so many consultants that are running 4 to 6 parties a week, I don't run the same template that they run. I give them a template, I ask them to edit it, and I function how to Post My Party for parties.
So you're running them on Facebook?
Mm-hmm. I run them on Facebook. I am part of the Table pilot. I have run parties on Table and have not been successful with it. What I found is it's a great platform and I love it and I love the idea of it. But the reason we're successful on Facebook is because that's where our people already are. They don't have to go somewhere else. So I've not really dove into Table for a while. So yeah.
Yeah, and the thing with Table is I think once they get kinks out of it, in the same way we learned how to be phenomenal on Facebook and on Messenger and all those different things, we will figure out how to be the best we can be on Table and how to really, and I've had people say they like the Table, just going there once, seeing 12 posts, almost like a text party, okay? And going to be able to order right then. They don't necessarily want to come back for the rest. So you really want to put the bulk, from what I'm understanding, with the people that are doing it very successfully, you want to put the bulk of what you want them to see and to engage with in that first day that they're going to go, and then do a couple of posts the next couple of days to remind them to order and to engage. But they're, and I asked 2 of my friends, what do you think about this? Would you want to see it over 3-4 days, or would you want to see it once? And they said absolutely once, just once. So I think
that a lot of the consultants that were doing cooking parties in home are probably the most successful on Table because the whole invitation process is pretty similar to an at-home cooking party. You have to get people that want to come
Mhm.
invited and get them over there. And you're right, you have to front load your party.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll be really interesting, and we just have to be a little patient and trust the people that are on the pilot to just do everything they can to make it the best they can be. And I'm personally excited because I'm always nervous about what Facebook could change that would make us crash, you know. And so I mean, I know we would recover just like we did last March, but it just makes me nervous that we're relying on another platform that's so volatile. You know, they're always just pulling stuff. And I know a lot of people have been complaining that their customers are not seeing their posts. They're not getting notified of the posts. So so we'll work it out and do next phase. What is it, phase 9 by now? How many phases of parties do we have now? Yes, and Facebook does have a bunch of changes coming in the next couple of weeks too. So so anyway, for those of you that are in the pilot, they're really not taking new people from what I understand. So you really need to do your best to try and help people really succeed in there so they can really test what we need to do. And if someone's just not having any success in the table part, I would flip them over to the Facebook part and just run that same group with the Facebook party. You know, you can always do that if for some reason she can't get her or his people to go on to this other platform. That's what I'm suggesting for people to do. Don't just feel like you lost a party. Run it again on Facebook, right? So. Oh, here's Gary says, if you run 2 parties on table this month, we can add 3 new members. Aha, okay. But you have to be active in it. You're right, Sherry. So, so who's ever Sherry's best friends, you know, it's coming, but the changes coming to Facebook, I know, what's the gal's name? Samantha, Patty and Maria, I'm sure you're getting her emails.
Let me see.
Samantha something, I can't think of her name.
Samantha Warsop, does that sound right? Warsop?
Are you thinking Mary Mayhead?
She's the table person is Samantha Warhop.
No, I'm talking about, there's a gal that sends a letter out every time that
Samantha English?
Mary.
English?
English, yes.
Samantha English? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know she's going to be doing some things. She's got a business that it's all over that. So anyway, this has been fantastic, Christina. Thank you so much. And people will just need to make that decision if they want to make all access. You know,
are you taking questions? I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
Yep.
I had 2 questions. I threw them in chat, but I think they got run over. My first one is, do you run the boards in concurrence with like SynShare or Post My Party? And then my other question was, is there like a step-by-step tutorial on how to like set every single part of this up for us people that need a little bit slower?
You say, Debbie, were you not at the beginning of the call?
Oh, you know what? My son forgot his laptop, and then my Wi-Fi went out, and I couldn't take my phone with me to drop it off. I'm sorry. I'll re-listen. Never mind. Then I'll re-listen.
I was going to say what I always suggest, because I'm a visual learner. When I get something like this, when I get somebody brilliant on here that's going boom, 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 I put my phone or I put it on my computer and then work my phone and I stop it, do what she said, stop it, do what she said. So for any of you that came on late and you have questions that you think may have already been answered, please rewatch what she did because she really did it step by step.
Yeah, it was great. It was really great.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. Deb, I'm the same way. It's like, oh my gosh, what'd she just say? But I know that we can go back and look at it. Stop.
Right. Well, I was on the start of the call and then I missed like 19 minutes because I had to go find his laptop, get it to school, and then come back. And then the Wi-Fi wasn't working. And so I finally gave up and put it on my computer. Sorry, my bad.
No problem. I think, but no, that I've been wanting to say that the past couple calls, because sometimes people come in a little bit later and we probably just need to just rewatch that and read, and you can of course always ask questions, but if you've seen everything, that makes sense, you know. So Brenda Hayward says, yes, all this, I'm on the pilot as well, but haven't really done too much with it because not sure how to get people there. You know, people that are Denise Garza, you're on here, aren't you? I think I saw Denise. Well, first of all, Christina, amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you. This is what makes Mondays the most valuable hour of my week, is that we are all gleaning all this information together. Thank you so much for sharing. And we wouldn't have even known about this if you didn't step up. So I'm doing a shout out to everybody else. If you're doing something that's working, please let Patty Marie or I know, because that's what makes these calls so very, very special. So I just can't thank you enough. Thank you. So bless you for sharing. And I hope your family's doing better. Hope your family's doing better. Yeah, absolutely. And I want to say, praise God, I didn't get COVID. I was with 1,200 people 2 weeks ago Tuesday, 500 people 2 weeks ago Wednesday, and about 250 people on 2 weeks ago Saturday. So we were all celebrating yesterday, like, yay, nobody got sick. It's like because of all of Michael's, you know, my nephew's wake and funeral and celebration of life party. And I was just like, man, if we don't get it this week, we are never getting this thing. And I don't want to say that too loud, you know, but it was just really amazing how God protected us, and we're very, very thankful. And I want to thank so many of you have sent me cards and wishes through all different sorts of social media. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your prayers, first and foremost. And thank you for some of you donated to Michael's GoFundMe. It's been a tough 15 months. And if you've never been through this with your family, all I can say is if you ever have an opportunity to help with someone else, do it, because it made the financial stress difference in their life so different than it would have been. Thank you. And I'm just really grateful for my family here, really grateful. So you guys are the best. And I was going to ask Denise. Denise, could you come on just for a minute? Thank you very much. Christina, I appreciate you.
Yes.
All right.
I'm here.
All right. Okay. So let me see, remove spotlight. And then I want a spotlight here. Okay. So let me see about removing the spotlight.
I was a little late. My dad's doctor's appointment ran over this morning. So.
Okay. I have a question. I know you've been happy with what's been going on with Table. For though I know there's quite a few people on Table here, just how are you getting people to come there?
I'm using Project Broadcast a lot with the texting, and Table is now using texting within Table, which is amazing. So I've been using it for a lot of my guests that say, well, there's just so many that are not on Facebook anymore, or not wanting to use Facebook, or they say, I don't use Facebook a lot. It's just, you know, an avenue really to get people to say, no problem, you know, so everything is texting for me. I'm not even adding it to Facebook anymore. I think that was confusing people at the beginning, because if you add it into Facebook and then try to get them off Facebook,
okay,
I think that's the confusion, because they're like, where is everything? So I did do, so just doing it all through texting the invite with the actual link. I don't use the party link. I don't know if y'all noticed when we did that update or Facebook did the update a little while ago, and there's that second party link where it takes you directly to your PWS for shopping that's linked to their party instead of to the I use that one instead in there. So when you're in table, it's not taking them back out of the party to shop and, you know, into that to where they have to hit another button to shop. And I also do that with the texting. So when I text them the link to get into table only, nothing else. So, and it's giving them that. I'm also putting a little disclaimer, like if they add in their phone number, that it's for me to message them once a day, and adding a gift with them. So it's been pretty successful. I had $1,000 in orders this weekend using 2 table parties.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And we don't want to go into table too much because it's not available for everyone. I just wanted you to say, thank you, you did it perfectly, how you were getting people to go there and how you were, for the people that are on it. I know there's quite a few that are. So there's a question, what would you say the difference between project broadcast and board is? Project broadcast is a texting service, correct?
So yeah, so Project Broadcast, they're giving you a different phone number, and I can tell you that was my biggest reserve. I thought, man, I'm gonna have a different phone number. It's gonna be 2. How do I even let people know? It's gonna be crazy. So it's actually worked out really great, because what I did is I let people know this is my business number that I'm starting to use. And for my host and things, I was like, you know, you're still my VIP, you can still use my personal number. They felt special with that. But it's available Monday through Friday from 9 to 9. And so there's got hours set on it that they can, you know, be able to send messages. Or it doesn't allow me to send messages out at a certain time. And you set those up, you set up those parameters. But I said, I'm horrible. I forgot who was it said about the host coaching. Host coaching was my downfall. That was my biggest thorn. I just couldn't, you know, my mornings were just so off all the time. And oh shoot, I didn't get that out, you know, just craziness. So Project Broadcast has been my answer to prayer. I've used it and it's scheduled the same way I'm scheduling SendShare. I'm scheduling my host coaching, and at the beginning of the week it's done and my host coaching is going out. And I even, to the point where I can ask my host, I had one host that said she babysits her grandkids all morning. She couldn't even get to stuff in the morning. She preferred it in the evening. So she said, can you send it to me around 4:30? That's when I'll get a chance to get in. So I just adjusted her time, and she was getting her host coaching at 4:30 every day. It was that simple, and it was already all in a week, and it was done. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So that's just the difference. The only thing I know with board, it would be great to use. I could see the benefits in that too, putting it into Messenger and things like that. And I had some workarounds when I do some things, you know, and dropping them into Messenger for them. But I like texting better because so many people have trouble copying the message from Messenger when they're trying to post it into their parties. I've had that so many times, people, I can't copy it. And I think it's when they're trying to use it from their phone versus trying to do it from their computer, copying that message from Messenger. They have no problem when I'm sending it to them in a text message.
Awesome. So. Awesome. Perfect. 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 Well, thank you. Thanks for sharing. And there's some, you guys, I'm going to put the PayPal for Tanya. I don't want to forget about that. So I'm going to put that in here now. Oops. It is Chef Cole, really easy, at Gmail. pchefcole@gmail.com. Okay, pchefcole@gmail.com. Okay, so if anybody wants to copy and paste that and help, I know it'll make a great difference in her life. Thank you, thank you. And what's that? They can forward the Facebook. Oh, Leah, are you talking about? I'm not sure.
Sorry, that was to Cora. She was looking when Denise had mentioned about not being able to forward the message in Messenger. And Cora was just mentioning that when you put an image in the message, oftentimes the host will have an issue copying it and pasting it. So what I've found is if you put all of the information that they need to send to their friend and the image, I put it all in one text, and then they just have to hit forward. They don't have to copy and paste. The only problem is they can't change the wording. So, but most of my hosts love that.
Awesome. Thank you, Leah. All right. Well, it is time, ladies and gentlemen, and I want to thank Christina for all that you gave us. So appreciate it. And those of you for next week, if you could let us know that you have something to share. Remember, it doesn't have to be the whole hour. It can be 5 minutes. It can be whatever is working. And I know one thing I really want to talk about is the fast track directors and all that information that Marie shared last week. We need to put our heads together and figure out a way to do more of this and get them up and rolling. I'm going to try and get some fast track director gurus on here to tell us what they're doing to make it happen, because we should have a lot more fast track with the size of our group. So just saying. Just saying. So they're doing something that's making it work, and we're going to find out what that is and share it. So that's one thing that I'd like to do for next Monday. So blessings to everyone this week. Once again, thank you for all that you do every day to make your business great, and just being a part of the Pampered Chef family is just, it's some of us had a situation last week that we realized just how valuable the friendships and the camaraderie and the family of Pampered Chef is. And just want to thank you all. Thanks for being family and treating everybody like family. So blessings. Marie and Patty, did you have anything else that you wanted to share?
Great call. Thank you so much, Christina, and everybody else that shared. It was good. Thanks, Denise, too.
Thank you very much, Denise, for sharing that. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to stop recording.